Hi guys, mixing it up a bit today, doing a slightly different makeup to how I usually do it, because I'm using a lot of, there we go, I've got a spot there if you're wondering. Yeah, so doing it a bit different. So today is going to be a daytime look, and then I'm going to clip mash it, and it's going to be day to night look. And it's just easier to do this way around, and it just means if anything falls I can clean it up a lot quicker with just the concealer than I can with a full face of makeup. So personal opinion is, don't bother getting eye primer. Seriously, don't bother with eye primer. Your concealer does just a good enough job, and it's one less thing to pack. Especially in the summer when you go in places, staying over people's houses and holidays and all the rest of it. You don't want a crap load of makeup to come with you, and eye primer is just a wasted space. You could put a lippy in there instead. Of the eye primer, because the concealer, you'll see now, the concealer just works just as well, if not better, in my opinion, as a primer. Kind of like 2 in 1, so you can get an extra shade of lippy in your makeup bag instead of adding it. So I know I look like a bit of a raccoon, only white instead of black around the eyes going on, yeah? So everywhere I've put concealer is where I usually put concealer. Like that. Nice big. There we go. Apart from here, although I do tend to put a bit of concealer dabbed on with my makeup brush on my chin usually anyway, but I go over that with foundation. That is purely because I've got a big spot. Everywhere else is where I'd usually put concealer anyway. So there's 2 ways you can do this. So the best way to do this makeup look, remember, this is a day look that you can then convert into a night look. So for that, I would say Warm Tones Unique palette. It's compact, and again, although this is a day to night look, this idea is that you can take it on the way with you, because if you're going from day to night, you don't always have the chance to go home and reapply makeup. You might be sat in someone's car, you might have 5 minutes in the toilet. Easy, compatible, warm tones. The other option you have got, which is one of my favourites, but I've not used for quite a while, so I might shake up some more routines recently, is the Mini Pocket palette. So you get a lippy, and that lippy is so thick it does not move. That's a lip gloss. Then you've got the highlighter, the bronzer, the blusher, and then back to the lippy and a little mirror to go with it. The only problem is with this is you'd have to do it a little bit different. You'd have to use bronzer and highlighter, and that's it for your day look, and then use the blusher to make it up with an eyeliner to make it a more of a nighttime look. However, if you were using this, you can use 1, 2, 3, and then you've got this one for later. If you are on a budget and you can't quite do that, there's loads of you probably got some in your makeup bag somewhere, where you've got like a couple of bronzers, a couple of different wrong shade bronzers, or some eyeshadow and a highlighter. Highlighter and bronzer is basically what this one is. You got two options, bronzer, and that's that. So jumping straight in, we are going with the lightest brown here, and we're going in with a fluffy brush, a blending brush, sorry. And your trick with hooded eyes is to look straight in front of you, hold the mirror in front of you, go down until the mirror is sort of on your chest, and then you can look up and go just above the crease line, like that. So that gives you an idea of where to put it. So I'm going to do the same for the other side a second. Just above the crease line there. Okay, so now I'm going in with my big mirror so I can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so we are doing a pretty much all over window weep, bringing it up a bit. A little bit of this really does go a long way, and I find you don't get much fallout when you put it on either. Okay, so now we're swapping brushes after we pick the concealer back up. And we are going in with, can't even pick it up. We're going in with one of these brushes, so that. So then we're going to go in with the highlighter part, which is this shimmery one. And we're going to go all across the lid. Not the best brush, actually. 2 seconds. Ooh, so much brushes. No. Okay, now I just threw all my brushes on the floor, so I hope this is the right one. And this is where you could obviously use a highlighter if you were using bronzer and highlighter. And get right into that crease line and come up a bit into the crease line a bit. And that is my cat having a poo. Very nice of him to join us on this live. And then we are going in with the white here. This wrong brush? No. Yeah, wrong brush. Oh god, not this again. I just had it. Yeah, I mean, it's the same brush as in my hand. Seriously. Okay, so again, the sponge. We're going in with the white in here, and we are going just in the corner. What I love about using a sponge is you can really get that right angle that you want. You want it to come under just a bit and be over just a bit. Just in the corner, just to brighten up and open up your eyes. Okay, so you could leave it there like that, or you can build it up by going back into the same light brown and just build up a bit of a darker outer corner using a little bit more to make it more pigmented. Like that. So that could be your day look. Put normal mascara on, finish your makeup, job's a good one. So that would be a normal day look with the rest of your makeup. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to stop the video, and then I'm going to do another video. Yeah, okay? So we're going straight in with the primer. Oh, and by the way, I will be using gems, so stay tuned. We are going in with the illuminating primer. This is a unique primer as well. And we're just going where we've not got any concealer. Side of your nose, anywhere that you want your foundation to stick to. Do one a bit on my spot area, and then just bring it down to your neck. You don't want it to be like really saturated. You want it to be like just slightly damp, like as if you just like gently sprayed a mist, like this. So that's your face, and this is your primer. That's all you want remaining on your face. I've done 2 there on this sponge, and then I'm going in with the Unique Serum Plus foundation. Ooh. And this is in shade Organza. The shade of concealer that I have used is in Scarlet. So when you're matching foundation and concealer, you want to go no more than 2 shades darker in your foundation than you've got in your concealer. So whatever your concealer is, you want to go 2 shades darker in your foundation, basically. You can do 1 shade if you don't want to go too bright, but if you wait and keep watching, you'll see how much it matches up once I've got it all together. So at the moment, if you find you have lines on your makeup after you've done your makeup, or you're finding you keep getting lines, just use a brush and just dampen it on. The rose water that I sprayed it with, that acts as a bit of a setting spray. So you can see this is matched really, really well. Gotta put this back on before I pass out. Okay, so you can see it's blended very nicely together. And then if you are finding just like a little bit, just go over your finger and just dampen that line, like so. There we go. You can see I've not got any fine lines from the brush or the sponge. Sorry, I need a drink. Okay. So we're going to move to the bronzer. So me, I'm 32 and I'm perimenopausal, and my skin literally, it's like a sponge, like those C-type sponges that you get that literally absorbs absolutely everything without letting any of it out. What I've learned to do, which helps me, because I find powder, it just dries and itches and irritates me. So I've been using, this is 4N of the Unique's cream foundation, and I use it as my bronzer. I also use it as a foundation when I've got my tan on. So 2 in 1, 2 birds, 1 stone. if you don't know where to put your bronzer on your face, if you've got prominent cheekbones, you want to put it like on your cheekbones. If you haven't and you've got a bit more of a fuller face, you want to go from the corner of your ear to the corner of your lip, leaving a gappy 2-finger space. So literally from there to there, corner of your ear. Done. That's the sides. Then you want to go, depending on your face shape, if your hairline comes more like this, you kind of just want to do a little bit on the side. Sorry, I'm a bit sweaty. Yeah, you just want to do like a little bit on the side, not much. If you've got more of a full forehead, you want to go all across the hairline and blend it into your bronze line, which there and there. So going back to what I was saying about compacting, I got a special trick up my sleeve that I'm about to reveal. So a little bit more bronzer. For me, I got a double chin, so I put a bit here. Just helps stop it looking so bad. So yeah, so trick up my sleeve, smaller brush. So this smaller brush, I'm going to use the same concealer, but this really helps for those that are struggling to sculpt around the nose. Now what I've done already is I've put concealer, which highlights. Then I've put my foundation, so it helps deepen it. And I'm taking a smaller brush because I want to really define. You kind of want to go from there and you're literally taking like a little bit. You don't want a lot. And you just want to do the side of your nose like so. Try not to go too close to your eye. That's another trick. So you can see here it blends nicely, and you can either just dab it with your finger or with your brush and just blend it like that. That works perfectly. And then we're going into highlighter and blush. So blush, like I said about the perimenopausal, and I know a lot of you in my group at the moment, you answered that you are in the more mature age, which is great, no problem, but you will understand what I mean about needing that dryness to just go away of the bronzer and everything else. So I'm using Barely Blushed, which is a kind of all-in-one. So it's a blusher. You can use it as eyeshadow. You can use it as a lippy, like very quickly, very convenient. You can get them in loads of different shades, including highlighter, but I'm not using that highlighter today. And I just want to take this off my lips because I'm doing something different with my lips. I just wanted to show you. So where I've put the blush now, I'm just going to go with my finger and I'm just going to blend that in, blend it upwards, blend it down a little bit, and just blend it into the bronzer. I find my finger is enough, or quite often a lot of the shades of eyeshadow of these have bases, which are sponge base applicators on them. So you can use a little sponge, again, space saving when you're going on your travels during the summer. Like that. Gotta put this back on. Oh. I'm just gonna not talk a minute and just put my highlighter on. Massive roller highlighter, and I just want to go See what I did there? And just rub it on my top a little bit and then just blend. Just above the blush, just between the blush and the concealer. So you kind of want to line it up to where you put the bronzer, and then up past the blusher, in between the blush and the concealer area. And you can build it up as much as you want, or you can tone it down a bit. And I like to just do a bit of a, like that. Now, with highlighters, now I've got my breath back. If I had my tan on and I was using the shade of bronzer here as my base face, I would not ever use that colour as a highlighter. It's too light and it looks ridiculous. So I'm going to show you this. Now, Unique have loads of different highlighters. So I'm not, against them at all. This is easier to show you because you've got the three. So with what I'm wearing now as my base face, I would usually aim to mix these two colours up. So this is golden. I do have the Unique highlighter in golden as well. I'm just mixing products around a bit at the moment. And when I've got my tan on, I 100% go for this one. If I've got double tan, as in I've tanned using my tanning machine and I've bronzed using my tanning machine, then I would be using this one. The only other time that you do that, if you're not that dark, with tan, is if you're dark naturally. So if you're dark naturally, do not go for white. Go for a mix of golden and medium in your blusher, in your highlighter, sorry. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay, so now I'm throwing everything everywhere. I have as well, haven't I? I've thrown everything everywhere. No, I haven't. Okie dokie, eggs and cokie. Maybe not. Okay, now we are doing our brows. This is the collection. If you're not very steady with your mirror, like with your hand, if you go to do it and you're a bit shaky, lean against your, like push up your boob, and that gives you a little bit more settlement. Or lean on something that stabilizes your hand, or lean on the mirror and use the mirror using your other hand to support you. So they're the different ways you can do it without shaking and get that nice straight line. And fill it in. And remember, your eyebrows, the sisters, not twins. Same as your ears. I like to have all different earrings. So one ear is stretched really big and different piercings everywhere. Other ears completely different. And it's the same with your brows, because unless you are incredibly lucky and blessed to have perfect eyebrows, then they're not going to be 100% twins, like identical. As long as if you're happy with how they look and you've made them relatively identical. And then I just use one of these brushes just to bring my brows back to life so they're not pasted on me, and also mix that cream before it dries nicely, like so. So to finish, I would just put, I'd either put some mascara on or some lashes on, and some lippy. But I'm going to stop the video here and see you on my next one.